Hi, I'm Carol, and I'm going to be your therapist for today. And I understand that you've been having some anxiety and some depression. I understand that you've been having trouble um, with your friends, um, getting out and being involved. You've been staying inside most of the day, having trouble going to classes. You're participating in a outpatient therapy right now. And your mama shared some things too that you've been having difficulty and may want some more help. Because even though the therapy's been working, you think you might need more assistance. So let me see if I can help you, and we can work together to achieve the goal of getting you um, some coping skills to help with the anxiety you're feeling and some of the depressed mood you've been having. So I'd like to start by asking you how you think the therapy's been going that you've been involved with. What do you think about some of the activities you're doing or some of the issues that you're exploring with your therapist? So at this point, the client would tell me what he's been feeling, what he's been going through, what he thinks is working or not working. I can use techniques of restating for him and clarifying to help him see or have some insight into what he feels is working or not. Um, I would further then see if we could try to explore where the origin of his anxiety is. Um, it said it started at age 15, so possibly there were some triggers that occurred then. There might have been an event. Um, so let's say, for the sake of this discussion, that there was some sort of bullying or some traumatic event that occurred when he was that age, and that he hasn't really dealt with that. And it's been affecting his behavior maybe over a long period of time, and it's finally really taking hold and causing him to act in the ways that his current symptoms are showing. So we could help him find that connection between his behavior now and that event that occurred. And so I would tell him with empathetic statements that I feel, for him, that was a very difficult thing to go through, that I understand that it could have led to this, and it's understandable he feels this way, and just to affirm him and let him know he's in a safe environment, and to establish that rapport with him, to know that I'm not just prodding him, because we don't know what the relationship with his mother's like, if she's pushing him a lot to do these activities, and I don't want to become another figure in his life that just is expecting behavioral changes without giving him the real help he needs. Um, so as we move through that, we talk about the details more, maybe do some role playing that can make him feel like with the power that he could have had back then, choices, that were out of his control, and that he shouldn't feel guilty for or feel responsible for, and to see that how it shouldn't have power. Not that it shouldn't, but it doesn't need to have power over him at this time, or what occurred back then. And we can move slowly through that. Of course, it wouldn't be something quick. This might be something where we'd meet with him over several sessions as we get deeper into those details, depending on how bad and severe the event was. We could also talk about a technique to use that might be appropriate to help him with coping skills, is doing some mindfulness activities. We can help him get into a safe space. So when he starts to feel anxious, he can do some slow, deep breathing, maybe find a quiet place, close his eyes, sit somewhere that he feels comfortable, get grounded, as we learned about, to help him feel the chair, feel the space so that it's safe, and help him feel the environment that going into, let's say if we were going to try to get him to use this mindful activity to get outside of the house, that he can feel the fresh air on him. He can feel, the sounds and the smells of walking around, and how good it feels to be outside, and going to a favorite place, having a favorite memory, sitting down with his friends, maybe going to a concert, hearing the sounds of the music and his friends laughing and singing. Or if he needs to get into class, help him, visualize himself walking through the door and seeing everybody smiling or talking to each other, see the teacher up there getting ready to teach, the anticipation of learning something new, or moving ahead and setting a goal for achieving his degree or whatever vocational or professional degree he wants to go into. So help him do some of these activities that he can use concretely, whether he's somewhere in his car he could pull over if it was going on, or if he was somewhere that triggered this, if he saw something or had an experience of feeling pressed upon or bullied by other people. So we also would want to utilize, as I spoke with him, utilize again this outpatient, maybe continue with that, see if that's working for him, maybe suggest some groups that he could go into. And he could tell me about ones maybe at college, or maybe things that would be appropriate for his age, or the types of people that are going through maybe similar things. It could be specific to that, or just people who are dealing with skills about learning how to get more involved in an activity of some sort of hobby. Also, he can involve somebody to help him, to keep him accountable for taking these steps. Getting up, getting out. Have you gotten out today? Have you showered today? Are you, have you signed up for those classes? Is there anything I can help you do? To establish that safe person, and see if his mother and him have a positive relationship or not, or if he can find somebody else in his life that can help him take those steps and encourage him. So we can start with that. And then, at this point, finally, I didn't see that anybody had started him possibly on some medication. So if he needed to, one good one, maybe a Lexapro 10 milligrams to get started, helping him with the depression, and we can raise that up to 20 milligrams if needed, if it's not helping, but just to help him get over this hump or these feelings that he may be feeling. And then I would, of course, tell him that, continue to come if he needed to. We can continue the relationship if he feels he has enough to work on and he wants to end the relationship and then reestablish it later. That would be something else we could do. Thank you.